Dhanyavadaha. Thank you so much for inviting me to this wonderful event. My best wishes to the organizers and all the participants. And what can be a better honor than to be with my dear Sharmaji, who for me is an elder brother and always a very dear, close senior, mentor, friend, and philosopher guide. I begin by invoking the Guru Parampara. Om Tadvaram Paryaya Vidmahe Jnanalingeshwaraya Dhimahi Tanno Guruh Prachodayate. Om Yoga Maharshi Dr. Swami Geetananda Giri Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Puduvai Kalaimamuni Puduvai Shakti Yoga Charni Ammaji Meenakshi Devi Bhavanani Guru Mata Ki Jai. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Modern healthcare has saved a lot of lives. The modern medical system is excellent for emergencies. You go in with an acute myocardial infarction, a heart attack, they can keep you alive, save you. You go in virtually dead, your heart is not beating. They give you cardiopulmonary resuscitation. They get you back to life. It's miraculous. You go in with a stroke, they can help you come back. You go in with cancer, they can cut the cancer out and give you chemotherapy, radiotherapy. You go in with diabetes, there's insulin and other drugs. You go in with hypertension, there's antihypertensives. And all of these methodologies of modern medical science are life-saving. But the problem is, they only save your life. They don't give you a quality of life. They give you quantity of life at times, but not the quality. And we know as a human being that we don't just want to stay alive. We want to have a life. Because if someone says for the rest of your life, you will be alive, but you have to be in a bed, you really don't want the life at all. You want to be alive and kicking. You want to be moving around. You want to be joyful. You want to enjoy the ups and downs of relationships. You want to enjoy the ups and downs of life. You want to thrive and be nourished. And that is where yoga comes in. Because yoga may not save your life, but it will make your life more enjoyable. You will understand what life truly is through yoga. And that is why the combination of yoga with modern medicine enhances our patient care. Because we in the health sciences are supposed to care about our patient. Someone comes to us seeking care, health care. We are a healthcare provider. We should provide care of health. And as Sharmaji just said, multidimensional health that is not just of the body, but of the mind, of the emotions, of the social nature, and of the spiritual nature. Now, one of the major lacuna, one of the drawbacks that as a modern medical doctor I find in our medical system is we don't have a system of relaxation. So we have surgery, we have medicine, we have psychotherapy, we have physiotherapy, we have chemotherapy, but we don't have relaxation therapy. And this is a very big lacuna when we realize that in order to heal, you need to be relaxed. So here there are two words, cure and heal. Curing ka matlab hai you cut out that anomaly and so you say, I've cured you. You have an inflamed appendix, I cut it out, I've cured you of appendicitis. But the problem is, have you healed? There's a cancer, I've cut that cancer out. I have cured you, but have you healed? Because healing means going back to the original state of wellness where we were before the disease process came in. So before the disease process came in, what was your wholesome Purna Swasth? That you want to regain. Regaining your Purna Swasth, wholesome wellness, state of ease, Sukhasthanam, is what healing is all about. Now, if you want to heal, you need to be relaxed. Because as long as you are stressed, you can never heal. The more stressed you are, the more you retard your own healing. And that is why when we talk about healing, when we talk about rehabilitation, rehabilitation means helping the person get back to the original state in the normal habitat, the normal physical, mental, emotional, social, spiritual habitat where they were living. Habitat ka matlab hai where you live. You want the person to go back to the original habitat, rehabilitation. Now, if you want to rehabilitate, if you want to regenerate, if you want to recuperate, if you want to heal, you have to be relaxed. So the person goes to the doctor and says, Doctor Ji, I am very stressed. He says, yes, your BP is very high. He says, doctor, what can I do? Here, ek dawa leko. Take one medicine. He says, okay, fine, but I want to relax. I want to reduce my stress. So the doctor says, hey, you need to relax. How to relax? Don't ask me. How to relax? Don't ask me, because it is not part of the MBBS syllabus. It is not part of the MD syllabus. It is not part of the DM syllabus. We are not given a system of relaxation. And without relaxation, there cannot be healing. There cannot be recuperation. There cannot be rehabilitation. And so then how will the person ever get back to that original Sukhasthanam or that Purna Swarupa Sthanam? Purna Swarupa Sthanam is where you want the person to be. How can they go back to the Swarupa where there is Swast? And this is why we need a non-pharmacological relaxation. Because the only thing we have in medicine is anxiolytic. Anxiolytic means it lyses, it breaks your anxiety. So they give you a drug, all based on zolams. So all the name will be alprazolam, all the zolam. So that's called Alfax. And everybody 0.25 mg, then they'll take 0.5, then they'll take 0.75, then they'll take 1, and finally they'll commit suicide. Because it's not working. As it keeps on increasing, you keep on taking bigger and bigger dose and you kill yourself. Because what is the key? The key is that you need a non-drug based relaxation. And we don't have it. So you say, give them an anxiolytic. Now the anxiolytic, what does it do? It shuts down your whole system. So instead of being a functional human being, you become a zombie. And you are a zombie. Like in our Zoom room, where we all are in Zoom these days. We have a zombie, it's a zombie. You become a zombie because what has happened is that everything has been tranquilized. So the person feels sleepy. They say, don't operate heavy machinery because your alertness has gone. Don't drive the car because you are feeling sleepy. So what has happened is everything has been pushed down. You are pushing down everything in order to help that person relax. But what does yoga-based relaxation give us? It is an active relaxation, where the whole body, mind, spirit complex can get relaxed without dumbing us down. So you become relaxed, but in that state of relaxation, you can function with the highest level of action. That is why Krishna says, in the akarmani, you should see the karma. And in the karma, you should see the akarmani. To be able to see action and relaxation, relaxation and action. For that, we need that yogic relaxation. So what happens when we perform the yogic relaxation? Where does it begin? Well, yoga relaxation is part of every yoga practice. Because if you take any asana, they say there are some asanas which are relaxative asana, shavasana, makarasana. I beg to differ. Every asana should be relaxative in its essence. Because tirata and sukhata should give you a state of ease which is relaxed. Because the whole process is prayatna shaitilya. Prayatna means effort. Shaitilya is to relax it. So it doesn't mean the absence of effort. It means you make an effort, but into a state of relaxation. Effortless effort. In psychology, we call it the flow experience. You come into that flow experience. That is the state of relaxation in an asana we are talking about. Every asana has its own relaxation. You go into the asana and you relax into the asana. You do the pranayama practices and you relax into them. You do the dharana practices, you relax into them. You do the dhyana practices, you relax into them. Every practice is based on action, activation, and going into relaxation. Prayatna and Shaitilya, leading you to a state of Samatva, a state where they will be balanced, ease, Sukham. So what happens with the yoga relaxation is we are enabling the person to practice it themselves. So the moment you give a drug from outside, that drug will dumb down everything. But when the person does the yoga relaxation themselves, initially you will guide it from external, the teacher guides it, the instructor, therapist guides it. Later on, the individual will learn how to educe the relaxation response by their own empowerment. You are empowering the individual. You are saying, whenever you feel stressed, here is a technique to relax. Here is a practice by which you can come into that state of Sukham and you can come into a state where you are no longer stressed. Because when we are stressed, there is a lot of adrenaline in our system. And adrenaline, what it does is your blood vessels will all constrict. So the blood vessel, which is like this, it will become like this. The moment your blood vessel constricts, less blood is going to your tissues. If less blood is going to your tissues, how will those tissues heal? It is called tissue perfusion. The tissue perfusion goes down when you are stressed. When you are stressed, tissue perfusion goes down. You retard your own healing when you are stressed. Now the opposite, as you relax, the blood vessels which were tight start to dilate, vasodilatation. And immediately the tissues that are in that area start to get perfused with healthy blood that has all the nourishment that you need to heal. And this is why the moment we bring relaxation into the protocol of any disease, doesn't matter whether it is acidity, asthma, or AIDS. It doesn't matter what disease it is. The moment you bring relaxation into the protocol, you have enabled the person to heal from within. It is the internalized healing that is being supported by the yoga relaxation. And one of the key aspects here is the breathing. Because if we are stressed, we breathe fast. You look at most people when they're stressed, it will be like, that's what they'll be, as if they're doing a mild Kapalbhati. But it's not a Kapalbhati at all. But that's what they'll be doing, like as if they're doing Kapalbhati. That is the type of stress people have. They'll be hyperventilating because the body says, I'm not getting enough oxygen. They're getting stressed. And so they do rapid breathing. Rapid breathing will make it worse. At that time, you need slow, deep breathing, not rapid breathing. People are stressed. You look at them, they start to walk around. They are so stretched. Their hands are clasped. The body muscles are tight. Or everything goes into spasm. The face goes into spasm and they look like this. So stressed. And what is happening? They are retarding their own healing. And then you blame the doctor. The doctor is not good. The hospital is not good. The therapist is not good. What does it matter? And it's not the other person. It is what we are doing. We are harming ourselves. And this is where the trick is here. Help the persons to start regulate their breathing. The moment you start self-regulation of your breathing, you can start to switch from stress to relaxation. So the key here, what is the switch? Whenever you want to change from phase 1 to phase 2, there's a switch to turn, a switch over from generator to main to generator. That switch is breathing. And that is why the pranayama practice enables us to switch from stress to relaxation. So it doesn't matter what relaxation technique you practice, so many traditions give so many techniques. In our tradition, Swamiji, Gitananda Giri has talked about a fourfold relaxation, which is a systematic and conscious adaptation of attitudes that result in deep experiential states of relaxation. The first one is to let go. What do you let go? You let go of all the prejudices and preconceived notions, the false notions and all the, we want to appear that we are always tense. Oh, I'm very busy. I'm so stressed. Let go. He calls it the god of tension. Let go of the tension, the first stage. The second part is we have to give up. What do you need to give up? You need to give up all the stresses and strains that are there. You have to throw off the weaknesses that are there. All those unnecessary tensions, you give them up. You say, I don't want them. Then comes the giving in, where you give in to the inner mind. What is the inner mind? What is the higher consciousness? And we are starting to move in tune with our inner mind, inner consciousness, and then giving over to the higher. It is the same concept as in Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara Pranidhana, which is that beautiful aspect of giving over to the higher. You call it God, you call it the universe, you call it nature, you call it divine, you call it anything, but we are giving over. So letting go, giving up, giving in, and giving over. What a beautiful fourfold relaxation, where we are changing mindfully, consciously, willfully by our own power of choice. The power of choice, our superpower of being human. We are choosing, I choose not to be stressed. I choose to be relaxed. From stressed to relaxed. That is sympathetic to parasympathetic. This is the type of change that is happening. From A to... See, this is the change. Who makes the change? You make the change for yourself. That is why it's not somebody else. You are not dependent on anybody else. You become self-dependent. Atmanirbhar Bharat is the Prime Minister's latest one. Self-reliant Bharat. You become a self-reliant individual who is in charge of your own health and happiness. By deciding, I am not going to let the stresses pull me down. I am going to rise by my own effort. Uddharet atma atmanam natmanam avasadaye atmaiva hi atmano bandhu atmaiva ripu atmanah, and you lift yourself by your own self. This is missing in modern healthcare. This is missing in modern healthcare. And this is why what we need in modern healthcare is to bring in yogic relaxation. We don't have to tell them, your drugs are bad, I'm going to give you better asana, better pranayama. No, 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 no. Your drugs are good, Baba, you are doing wonderful work. You are saviors of humanity, but please add yogic relaxation to it. Your patient will get well soon. Your patient will get discharged soon. Because if you discharge the patient faster, if they go back home, they will be relaxed at home. Nobody is relaxed in a hospital, I'll tell you that. Nobody, not the patient, not the doctor, not the nurse. Nobody is relaxed in a hospital. They need to get back home. They need to get back into that familiar environment again. So by adding relaxation to the modern medical protocol, we can help the person recover better. The surgeries will go better. The recovery will be better. They'll get home soon and they'll get better soon and they'll once again be themselves. This is why the greatest contribution of yoga to modern healthcare is not asana, is not pranayama, is not philosophy, is relaxation. Because the moment you bring relaxation into it, you change the whole paradigm. You move from disease paradigm to wellness paradigm. We move from a pathogenic paradigm to a salutogenic paradigm. We move from roga to arogya. And that is the key message I wanted to give you today. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share with all of you. My best wishes to the whole team at AURO University and each and every member who is part of this. Let us all grow together. Sahana bhavatu, sahana bhunaktu, sahaviryam karvavahi, tejasvina vaditamastu, and maybe remember ma vidvishavahi. Let us not fight with each other on this path. Let us grow and glow together in the divine light of Mother Yoga herself. Dhanyavad. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ananda. It has been a very enlightening session. We have been getting so many positive comments, and we are very grateful to all for everything that you have pointed out, the important things that you have said. It's not easy to move from pathogenic to salutogenic approach. But some of the things that you have said, I think people can practice. I think Mr. Sushant Singh wanted to say something. I will invite him very quickly. give his comments before we go on to the next session.
Thank you, Priya ma'am. So today we had two wonderful sessions, starting with Dr. B.R. Sharma ji, who covered all the aspects, right from Ayurveda to modern science to yoga, Bhagavad Gita, and integrating the holistic approach of health was given by Dr. B.R. Sharma sir. So thank you, sir, for bringing everything together in just 22 minutes. And second session by Yogacharya Dr. Anand Balyogi Bhavanani sir. Today, I have heard sir so many times, but today sir was in a different energy level. And I just noticed that sir's name is coming twice. Yogacharya Dr. Anand Balyogi Bhavanani Yogacharya. So double power today. So very beautiful sharing, and very, very important point is the relaxation aspect that is missing in the modern healthcare. And in spite of so many researches that points out the psycho neuroimmunology relation that is there, but how to relax, that only yoga gives that point. So thank you, sir, by pointing it out again and again in such an interesting way. And